Alright, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. There's no goofy lore intro for this one, since this one has suffered a lot of editor's block on my end. So I'm calling in the big guns for this one. And with calling in the big guns, I think it's time we talk about how to Dragonmaid. And due to the editor's block, this one isn't going to be anything fancy, just me, you, and Carter making this an extremely serious video for your brain to grow.
Is this a cry for help or an avant-garde masterpiece? I can't tell anymore.
Despite sounding how it sounds, you'd be absolutely right that Dragonmaids are a deck suffering the waifu tax, as the only monsters are Dragonmaids without Konosuba being included, because they don't owe Konosuba shit. Okay, well, specifically, each Dragonmaid has two forms, being a baby form with an effect to establish a combo, while the dragon forms have effects in hand while being pretty decent beaters. And no, not the kind that forces the average Labyrinth player to play with one hand. Anyway, the key Dragonmaids to facilitate plays are Chamber Dragonmaid and Parlor Dragonmaid. Chamber Dragonmaid being able to search a Dragonmaid spell, while Parlor can send a Dragonmaid card from deck to grave, which conveniently, the fusion spell Dragonmaid Changeover can bounce a Dragonmaid back to safety to also add itself back to hand, allowing you to pretty much fuse right off the bat if you have the materials in hand. There's also Kitchen Dragonmaid, but all she really does is search out another Dragonmaid while discarding a card, so she isn't as important as Chamber or Parlor. Same thing with Nurse Dragonmaid, since all she does is bring back a tiny Dragonmaid from the grave, but at least she's technically spammable on the opponent's turn due to one of the fusions, and in my personal opinion, has the best design of all the Dragonmaids, but you can fight me on that. Surprisingly, however, there is one Dragonmaid that has been memed to death that doesn't actually have a good use in the deck, and that being Wanju Dragonmaid. Despite being a Dragonmaid, her effect doesn't really help the deck with her Mill 3, but there are two decks that she does work really well in, that being Paleozoic and Tearlman. I mean, what did you expect? It's milling. Tearlman and Paleo like milling. To get back on track, Dragonmaid has three fusions, one that's brand new, and the other two being alright, with the main two fusions being House Dragonmaid and Dragonmaid Shiyu. House Dragonmaid is pretty mediocre since she just destroys a card when a Dragonmaid is returned to hand and also summons a Dragonmaid one higher or lower level, but the main endboard piece is Shiyu, which lets you summon any Dragonmaid from the grave regardless of level, and most importantly, can tag herself out into House to negate the effect of an opponent's card, and also blow it up. In all seriousness, Shiyu is the prime win condition for Dragonmaids, with House being there just to be tagged into by Shiyu. However, it wasn't entirely consistent to set up Shiyu in the first place due to needing a specific hand, which would be compensated by another engine like Dragon Link or Branded, although that's where things change. It's currently still OCG exclusive, but Konami decided to cook Ladies Dragonmaid, who doesn't need Changeover to be summoned. It only needs a big Dragonmaid and a small Dragonmaid to be banished in order to be summoned, albeit one from field, one from grave. You can't do two from field or two from grave. Ladies Dragonmaid can special summon any low-level maid from the deck and can fusion summon during the standby phase by using the banished cards as materials, meaning you can get out Shiyu on the opponent's turn instead, and freeze up any summons of Chamber to search something else like Hospitality to further extend your plays if you had another Dragonmaid in hand, or go into Tidying for some cheap removal. That's about all there is to pure Dragonmaids. They don't have quite enough to facilitate anything special, but one Omni Negate usually tends to be enough. As for unpure breeds though, there's two that I primarily have experience in, being Branded Dragonmaid and Dragonmaid Link. Branded Dragonmaid is a version that mixes a few branded cards with Dragonmaid to perform something a little bit better than just a Shiyu and Ladies Pass, by using Branded Fusion to get to Mirror Jade the Iceblade Dragon as a non-target banish, with Seals to get into Albaz on the next turn if you draw the extra gas. There's also Dragonmaid Link, which doesn't exist. Or does it? Let me explain. So Dragon Link is a deck that revolves around dragons being used as link material, which Dragonmaids are conveniently dragons, so they can be used as material for those link monsters as a small engine, while also being able to make Shiyu since some of the monsters in Dragon Link are high enough level for Shiyu. Don't know about Lady fitting in due to having less experience in it, but that's not up for me to do. You guys are the chefs, so I let cook. Anyway, that's about it. Outer Dragonmaid I had in the works for a while, but kept losing motivation to edit myself due to being so busy. So, Carter, thank you for finally realizing this video, even if it isn't exactly the most giggly scripted, but I just wanted this over and done with. Oh, you thought I was done. You really thought I was done. No, we got one more thing that we're gonna do, and this one is probably gonna be an actual video, not just like pre-recorded lines that I'm getting Carter edited, although you can do whatever you want to the video when we get to it, but we're gonna have you rate the Dragonmaids sort of live. Like, live as of unscripted. This makes sense. Like and subscribe.
Hello, we are here.
Alright, YouTube. It's time for the official Carter Rates the Dragonmaids. And because of Yu-Gi-Oh! Mega being jank, I've just gotta do a little bit of moving. I'm not sure if you want to rate the other dragon ones, but I can throw the dragon ones down in the side deck too if you want to rate them too.
Throw as many as you want in there.
Alright, I'm also gonna do the dragon forms then.
Hey, by the way, how am I rating these? Am I rating these based on design or
Based on design. What design appeals to you? And we're gonna start off with my favorite one, Nurse Dragonmaid. She's my personal favorite one.
That's cute.
I'm gonna be honest, I think it's mainly the colors. Like, the pink just works really well with her being a nurse and reviving the other Dragonmaids.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I like her color scheme too.
What would you rate it though?
Out of 10, I am going to give her a solid 8.
All right, solid
Not perfect,
8.
but solid.
Not perfect, but solid. All right, next up is the Dragonmaid that's been memed to death, Laundry Dragonmaid. And I don't think I've sent you very many memes of Laundry Dragonmaid, but in one of the servers I'm in, which is the Project Ignis one, they're practically gone bananas over Laundry Dragonmaid, just doing really goofy comics. They do tend to be really funny too.
Are they like kind of inappropriate?
No,
like
none of them are inappropriate. If they were inappropriate, they would have been banned.
Ah, that's a good point. Laundry Dragonmaid. I like the shade of purple she has going on. I really like that shade.
What's also neat is Laundry Dragonmaid has her own model as a mate in Master Duel.
Oh, really?
Yep, so she's one of the only two human-looking characters as a mate in Master Duel. Like, she just stands off to the side while you do your combo in Master Duel.
How am I going to rate you? I am going to give her... Well, I was going to give her a 9, but I'm not so sure I like that sort of like cat-like tail she has.
That is
so
very funny.
I guess I'm going to...
I think it's like something with the type of dragon she is. Like, you know how normal dragons, they're like big monsters? I think Laundry Dragonmaid's supposed to be like a Chinese dragon. So instead of being like a really big monster, she's built like a Rayquaza.
Well, I'd be a dick if I docked points for that, so I guess I'll give her a 9.
Okay, 9 out of 10 for Laundry Dragonmaid. Next up is Kitchen Dragonmaid, the cook of the Dragonmaids.
Wow, red hair.
Yep.
I'm digging this. And she's not that bad looking too either. I don't want to give her a 10, but I'm gonna give her a 9.
Alright, another 9 out of 10.
Above the previous.
Okay,
above,
so like
Laundry Dragonmaid.
So she'd be like a 9.5.
Well, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to do like half ratings, but
well,
yeah.
To be fair, tier lists end up having like a priority inside the tier. So if Kitchen Dragonmaid is like a 0.5 above Laundry, that is also good too.
Yeah, she would definitely be a 9.5.
All right, 9.5 Kitchen Dragonmaid overtaking Laundry Dragonmaid. Next up is Parlor Dragonmaid.
Oh my goodness. She is also really cute. And she has green hair, which just so happens to be my favorite color.
Yep. Also, one little detail about Parlor Dragonmaid. She's a little bit of a thief.
Oh, a sneaky gal.
Yep. Just munching on sweets when nobody's looking.
Is there a particular reason why she's like that?
I don't know. It's probably because she manages the pantry most of the time, so whenever Kitchen isn't getting her to get her stuff, Parlor is just munching on sweets in her free time.
I just find it hilarious how her job is as a maid and doing chores, but her hobby, which the artwork at the previous card showed her making her bed. So it's like, is your whole life just work? I think that's kind of funny.
Probably, but at the same time, Laundry Dragonmaid went down for a well-deserved nap, so I don't think it's entirely work.
That's relatable AF. Another 9, but below Kitchen Dragonmaid, but above Laundry Dragonmaid.
So about a 9.25.
Yeah.
Next up is Chamber Dragonmaid.
I'm not so sure I'm a huge fan of her design.
I think only one of the arts actually has Chamber Dragonmaid doing something else. Like, she appears in tidying, but there's no appearance in downtime or hospitality. It's just tidying and her own art, and also the alt art of hospitality.
So she's kind of like the ugly duckling of the
I wouldn't say the ugly duckling, since I think in the pecking order for the maids, she's like the runner-up to the House Dragonmaid. But at the same time, I think she came out after the other Dragonmaids as like a consistency tool. So she won't appear in all the arts, but she'll appear in some of them.
I'm not a huge fan of her design, so I'm going to give her a 6.
Alright, 6 out of 10 for Chamber Dragonmaid. Now is House Dragonmaid.
From the previous artworks I've seen of like the trap cards or whatever, she seems to be the tallest. Is she like the leader?
Yeah, she's like the leader of all of them.
You see those things come out of her head? They look kind of like devil horns, like black and red.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the aesthetic.
Another 6, but below the previous one.
Now it's up for the dragon forms, which first we have Laundry Dragonmaid's one, Dragonmaid Nudjarl. And there is a detail in the names that you'll find very interesting.
Well, the name gets a 0 from me. That is one ugly ass name. But as for the design, 7.
7 on Nudjarl. Next up is the dragon version of Parlor Dragonmaid, Dragonmaid Lorpar.
Oh, that's a much better name than whatever the hell the previous dragon was called. And there's a lot of green happening here, which I am a huge fan of.
It's in the trees.
Those leaves coming out of her?
I think so, yeah. I think they are leaves.
She might actually be a 10.
Ooh.
I really love the whole, foresty vibe.
Well, whoops. I did not mean to do that. I have no idea what that's for. What do you think the Easter egg is with the name?
Well, Parlor is obviously like, it's sort of backwards. Well, not backwards, but like it's mixed around, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
So each of the names, I think you did technically get it since they are mixed around, but each of the names are anagrams of their jobs. So Parlor's Lorpar and Nudjarl, when rearranged, makes laundry.
Oh, wow, that's clever.
Next up is Dragonmaid Tinkek, the dragon version of Kitchen Dragonmaid.
Yeah, I love the red. I love the design, the whole design. 10 for the design, 0 for the name.
10 for design, 0 for the name. We're narrating the names too. I forgot one. Ladies Dragonmaid.
Well, I like the background design, but in terms of the character, 10.5.
10.5 for Ladies Dragonmaid?
No, 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. Next up is Dragonmaid Ernest, the dragon form of Nurse Dragonmaid.
I was just gonna say, another big 0 for the name, because Ernest just sounds like a female body part.
Yep.
Ernest.
Yeah, it does. I kind of like the design of Ernest, since it is supposed to be a dragon, but the face and the little flaps around the neck area kind of remind me of an axolotl.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I don't like about it.
Really?
Ernest is a 5.5.
Next up is Dragonmaid Shiyu.
Another incredibly suggestive pose.
Don't see the suggestive pose. I'm starting to see the suggestive design, though.
Maybe more so suggestive design than pose. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 10.
The newest dragon form, which is the dragon form of Chamber Dragonmaid, which for some reason is named Dragonmaid Stern.
I am going to give Stern a 9.5. I like the design. I like how they have kind of like Pegasus wings. You know, in a way, like the dark blue background and combined with like the stars and the blonde hair kind of gives me like Mario Galaxy Rosalina vibes for some reason. Now
we got one more Dragonmaid to rate. Fallen of Albaz.
Oh, one more?
He's not actually a Dragonmaid, but you may as well rate him anyway.
In the background, it kind of looks... Is that like a burnt up castle or something?
So... there's a reason why he's called Fallen of Albaz, which is because he fell from the sky and landed in a very religious city. So I'm pretty sure that's like the religious city behind him, or at least the ruins of it after his fall kind of made them panic.
Well, the backstory gets a 10, I'll tell you that much.
Oh my god, the Branded lore is so confusing that I might need to make a multi-parter if I do how to brand it.
What's the red supposed to be?
I think that's just a cape. And also,
cape?
He's also kind of jacked.
He's jacked, you say?
Yep.
I think he might be a 10.
Very understandable.
10 out of 10.
Alright, that is all of the dragons that I wanted you to rate. So, what do you think?
As someone who knows next to nothing about Dragonmaid, but ranking these off of first impressions, it's making me really interested to learn about the deck through editing the video, which by the time people see this, it'll already be edited and exported, and you'll be watching it, dear viewer.
There's also Dragonmaid Hospitality, which is just how is sending the other Dragonmaids to war.
This reminds me of the cover art of that Fire Emblem game for the Switch. 3 houses.
3 houses? Really?
Kind of like with the different colors.
Okay. And probably with the extra house being there, right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, viewers, you should play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. It's a great game. Shameless plug.
Most shameless plug I've ever heard. It's amazing. Wait, there's one more card that I want you to see that looks really goofy and that I don't mention in the video because it's technically not a Dragonmaid card, but features the Dragonmaids. Laundry Trap. I don't know exactly what happened, but something knocked over Laundry Dragonmaid's laundry, and now she's sad about it.
That's kind of funny.
And then there's also Nurse Dragonmaid in the background going, oh shit. We're all gonna die. Alright, YouTube, wow. That's pretty much it for this segment. Carter, do you have anything special you want to say to our viewers?
Play Path of Radiance, if you can find it.
If you can't,
it's $300 on eBay. If you can't, then definitely do not go looking for an emulator. Definitely don't do that. definitely do not give Nintendo a big bonk on the nose.
Just remember, we are not telling you to get an emulator.
Yeah, we definitely didn't. We warned you, in fact.
Yeah, we warned you
and
what'll
now-
happen. Them Nintendo ninjas, they're brutal. Anyway, that's gonna be us signing off, and we'll see you in the next one, YouTube. If you make this the outro.
Bye!